Welcome to the Mount Rushmore of everything. You got Beetlejuice. Next up Beetlejuice. Next up Beetlejuice. Next up Beetlejuice. That's right, is the Beetlejuice My GM mode, episode 9. We're almost done. Let's get into it, shall we?
Beetlejuice, baby! Beetlejuice.
Starting with the recap, we have The Undertaker, who lost his title, but got it back. It was funny, Bobby Lashley cost him the title, Samoa Joe helped him get it back. The Undertaker stands at 7-11. Funny number. Two-time WWE Champion, two-time Tag Team Champion, one-time MVP. The dead man is rising. We have Mandy Rose as our women's champion. It's funny how I talked how Mandy and Sasha haven't really been getting opportunities. We gave Mandy one match last episode and she wins the women's title. She stands at 10-6, one-time women's champion. We have Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero. That's right, he stole your shirt and he steals your titles. Eddie is 10-7, two-time tag champion. We have Eddie's tag team partner, the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio at 10-10. He's at 500. Who knows how long it's been since... Has he ever been at 500? I don't know. Four-time tag champion. We gave Sasha Banks an opportunity. She cashed in. She won the tag title. Will she get a women's title shot? I don't know. She stands at 14-8. Two-time tag champion. We have Trish Stratus. Who would have thought? Sasha teams up with Trish, teams up with Mickey, wins tag titles with both of them. Trish Stratus is now a Triple Crown winner. Has won all the awards we have in my GM mode. Trish stands at 9-9. She's at 500, which she's going up and down. One-time women's champ, one-time tag champ, one-time MVP. We have the Queen, Charlotte Flair, lost her title to Mandy Rose. Will she win it back? Who knows? Charlotte stands at 13-11, two-time women's champ, one-time tag champ, three-time MVP. We have Kofi Kingston, who went and had a phenomenal episode last episode, with 13-5 record, one-time tag champ, one-time MVP. We have Bill Goldberg chilling at a 12-8 record, one-time tag champ, one-time MVP. We have Kevin Owens, who we didn't use at all last episode, so he stays at 11-7, three-time WWE champion, two-time MVP. We have Mickie James, who had such a great start to the series. I think she was undefeated for a good while. She only had like one loss for a good while. Now she's 10-8, almost at 500. One-time women's champ, one-time tag champ, one-time MVP. We have Brock Lesnar, who was able to become a Triple Crown winner last episode by beating The Undertaker, but then lost the title. He stands at 8-6, one-time WWE champion, one-time tag champ, one-time MVP. We have the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, at 4-1. We haven't used him in a while, but he's the Nature Boy. Woo! We have the phenomenal AJ Styles, who had a phenomenal episode last episode, going 4-1. Now has a positive record at 6-5, one-time WWE champion. We have Walter / Gunther. I'm running out of images of finding for him, so I think that's a young version of him. Look at him just flexing. Standing at 7-7, we haven't used him in a while. There's a lot of guys and girls we have not used in a good minute. We have the almighty Bobby Lashley. He's had his opportunities at the WWE Championship, has not been able to win it though. Stands at 4-4. We have the newcomer R-Truth coming in to say what's up, standing at 1-1. We have the man Becky Lynch, which it was looking good for her. She was slowly going up, now she's going down, sitting at 7-13, three-time women's champ, one-time tag champ, one-time MVP. Then we have Bayley that was looking good for her. She was going up, now she's slowly going down. Will she get to 10-10, a 500 record? Who knows? Bayley sits at 7-10, one-time women's champ, one-time tag champ, one-time MVP. We have Samoa Joe, which... he looked so great when he won the MVP, but last episode, just did not get wins. Which he stands at 8-11 now, one-time WWE champ, one-time MVP. We have Matt Riddle, who I have not used in a good while. I don't know how many episodes it's been since Matt Riddle has had a match. It's the same thing for the past couple episodes. 6-7, one-time WWE champ, two-time tag champ. We have Dolph Ziggler, who... AJ Styles really gave him a beating. Dolph is almost at 20 losses, which I think he has the most losses of any wrestler we had within season 1 and 2. Dolph Ziggler stands at 8-17, two-time tag champ, one-time MVP. We have Chad Gable sitting at 6-8, two-time tag champ. We have Peyton Royce, who she got one win. That's nice. 5-10 record, one-time tag champ, one-time MVP. Jeff Hardy at 4-6, two-time tag champ. Just like Dolph Ziggler, Ivar got the works last episode. Kofi Kingston was just giving him loss after loss. 5-8 record, one-time tag champ. Then we have Batista, who had one match and lost that match. Very sad to see 0-1 for the animal. Alright, it is that Slapnuts MVP award time. We are going to look at the male MVP of the week. We have Kofi Kingston winning the male Slapnuts MVP award. No Goldberg. Kofi did it all by himself. He grinded. He worked it out. It was between him and AJ. You know, Kofi went 4-0. AJ went 4-1. Same amount of wins. Kofi didn't have any losses. But when you look at the stars, they're basically identical. I think Kofi had like a 0.5 star advantage. So I gave it to the Kofi. I thought about giving it to both, but it's Kofi Mania time.
Because ever since that moment, I kept on grinding. I kept on pushing.
As for the female Slapnuts MVP award winner, it's Sasha Banks, which she won it 3 times last season. This is the first time the boss has won it this season. So congrats to Sasha, who just did so well last episode.
I decided to make a statement.
On Raw, we start off Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Starting off this dream rivalry, Sasha Banks picks up the win against the man, boss over man. R-Truth does some charity. Dolph Ziggler going against Jeff Hardy, Hell in a Cell. Who can turn things around? Dolph Ziggler does not want 20 losses as he picks up the win. Kevin Owens does some charity. Eddie and Ray versus Batista and Ric Flair, 2 iconic tag teams, TLC. And Ric Flair and Batista pick up the win, your new tag champs. Kofi Kingston does some charity. Bobby Lashley versus The Undertaker. The Undertaker looks like he get injured, and The Undertaker picks up the win. On to NXT, we have Shayna Baszler versus Ella in an Extreme Rules match, and Shayna picks up the win against Ella in a great match. Razor Ramon does a promo. Then we have Tamina and Natalya versus Toni Storm, Naomi. And we have Tamina and Natalya picking up the win. Almost confused the names there. Asuka then calls out Tamina after she wins. Beth Phoenix is back, going against Christina Fury one-on-one. Beth Phoenix picks up the win in a good match. Kane does a promo. He also has some injury problems. Eric and Edge want their tag titles back against Cameron Grimes and Angel Garza, and they do it. They win, and we're still in the lead. We have Shane McMahon talking a little bit of trash, noticing how great Beetlejuice is, but saying he'll beat us in the end. Then we have Sasha Banks, who wants a match in Boston. Rey Mysterio wants a match against Kofi Kingston. We give Rey what he wants, opening against Kofi in an Extreme Rules match. Rey Mysterio picks up the win against Kofi Kingston, who starts a rivalry. Dolph Ziggler does some charity. Rick and Batista immediately defend their tag titles against AJ and Goldberg, and AJ and Goldberg pick up the win, tag champs. R-Truth does some charity. Undertaker going against Eddie Guerrero for the WWE title. Bobby Lashley runs in, doesn't matter. The dead man cannot be stopped as he picks up the win. Kevin Owens does some charity. We continue Sasha versus Becky. This time the main event. The man versus the boss, and the boss is 2-0. We have Ella versus Shayna yet again, one-on-one to start off NXT, and Shayna picks up the win yet again in a great match. Christina Fury cuts a promo. Now we have Natalya versus Toni. No more tag teams, one-on-one, and Toni Storm picks up the win against Natalya. Then we have Brute Force back, cutting a promo. Did not go well. Asuka versus Tamina after the call-out for the NXT Women's title. Asuka picks up the win. Then we have Roderick Strong calling out Drew McIntyre. Eric and Edge versus Cameron Grimes and Angel Garza. Nakamura runs in, costs them the tag titles, and we're still in the lead. We have Mickie James' contract running out. Of course we're bringing back Mickie. We love Mickie. She's cooking. Eddie Guerrero, even though he didn't win the WWE title, we bring him back too, because who doesn't need some Latino heat in their lives? Am I right? Then we have Chad Gable, who yet again is angry, which I can't blame him. When's the last time we used him properly? He started off tag champion, so we give him more money to be like, calm down. We have Ric Flair, who wants to get down and dirty with Beetlejuice. Ooh.
Oh, fuck, man. What the hell are you trying to do to me, man?
Batista, after losing the tag titles, go one-on-one with Samoa Joe in a tables match. Batista picks up a win. Okay. Ooh, starts a rivalry. Kofi Kingston does some charity. Undertaker versus Ric Flair for the WWE title. Beetlejuice runs in, costs the dead man the win. Will he be mad? Ric Flair, woo! Dolph Ziggler does some charity. Mandy Rose defending her title for the first time against Trish Stratus. And Trish picks up the win. New women's champ and gets injured. Starts a rivalry. Oh no, Trish. Eddie Guerrero does some charity. Becky and Sasha run the main event yet again. This time the man picks up the win against the boss. There we go, the rivalry of the century. Brute Force running in this time, and he cost Eric and Edge the match against Cameron Grimes and Angel Garza. Nakamura cuts a promo, maybe explain why he ran in. Him and Roderick seem to be friends. Drew versus Roderick. Oh, Drew McIntyre picks up the win in a tables match. And Asuka and Tamina. Ooh, another call out. Ella versus Shayna yet again. Shayna yet again picking up the win against Ella. What did I almost say? Kane does a promo. Tamina and Natalya versus Tony and Naomi. They love this tag team match. Extreme Rules. Tamina and Natalya pick up the win, and Natalya gets injured. Speaking of injuries, we have Trish Stratus, who is upset at us because she got injured, calling Beetlejuice an imbecile, which that hurts, man. I mean, she won the title. I mean, you should be happy. You're the champ right now. Very upsetting. Then we have Ric Flair saying that we kept our word. Surprised the Undertaker is not throwing a fit, but he's the dead man. We already have Sasha and Becky. Now we have Bayley versus Charlotte one-on-one. The four horsewomen are going wild. Charlotte Flair picks up the win. Starts a rivalry, but disappointing. Kofi does some charity. Batista versus Joe 2.0. Who wins this time? Batista winning back-to-back against Samoa Joe. He's on a roll now this episode. Becky Lynch does some charity. Kevin Owens versus R-Truth. Hell in a Cell. We get Kevin Owens back in action. Kevin Owens picks up the win against the R-Truth, starting a rivalry. Eddie Guerrero does some charity. Ric Flair defends his WWE title against Rey Mysterio. AJ Styles runs in Rey Mysterio's champ. We have Kane versus Angel Garza. Kane loves just wrestling Angel Garza, and Angel Garza just loves beating Kane. Starts a rivalry. Nakamura calls out Eric. Very strange. Brute Force versus Edge. They finally brought back Brute Force. It doesn't matter. Edge picks up the win in a good match. Cameron Grimes cuts a promo. Oh, there we go. Ella versus Shayna Baszler yet again. They love it. And this time, oh, nope, Ella cannot pick up the win against Shayna. Shayna is just going on a tear. Christina Fury cuts a promo. Then we have Roderick Strong versus Drew McIntyre. TLC match. Drew picks up the win. They love that rivalry too. And we're on top still. We have Triple H letting us know that Ric Flair can't be used in the pay-per-view, which is very upsetting. And he tells us Trish can't either, which doesn't matter because Trish is injured. Oh, we had Gable upset. Now we have Walter upset. I can't blame them. We haven't used them at all. Then we have Batista who wants a pay-per-view. We send Trish to a spa to make her happy. We have The Undertaker versus Bobby Lashley, one-on-one, no title, and Bobby picks up the win. Ooh, great match, rivalry completed. Matt Riddle does some charity. He hasn't been in a match either, but he's not upset. Batista versus Joe, tables match. Batista just clean sweep of Samoa Joe. Wow. Kofi Kingston does some charity. We have Bayley versus Charlotte Flair, Extreme Rules. We have Bayley picking up the win against Charlotte this time. My tongue got tied. The champ does some charity. R-Truth versus Kevin Owens, one-on-one, Hell in a Cell. And Kevin Owens back-to-back wins against R-Truth. Sorry, Truth. AJ does some charity. Main event to end the rivalry. Sasha versus Becky. Tables match. And Sasha beating Becky. We have Christina Fury versus Beth Phoenix. Hell in a Cell. We have Christina Fury picking up the win against Beth Phoenix and injuring her in a 5-star match. Eric does some charity. Drew versus Roderick. Kane runs in on Roderick. Extreme Rules. And Drew McIntyre picks up the win. Asuka cuts a self-promo. Oh, ends the rivalry. Ella versus Shayna. TLC. Can Ella pick up a win? She does it. She did it. She beat Shayna finally. Then we have Cameron Grimes calling out Eric. Brute Force versus Edge for the NXT title. Tables match. And Edge picks up the win. NXT champion. Tamina and Natalya versus Toni Storm and Naomi. Tables match for the titles. Tamina and Natalya win. They just love it. Ooh, Tamina gets injured. We have Batista thanking us for involving him in the pay-per-view, which, you're the man. We have Kofi who wants to team up with R-Truth. Bring the band back together? Say less.